Hey everyone, and welcome to my first video of this year. First, I want to apologize that my voice sounds a little off. I'm a little sick, but I want to start with thanking you guys for your amazing wishes and very kind comments on my last videos. They meant, and they still mean a lot to me because I'm in my winter break right now, and I spent the last 4 or 5 days just working on the ending of the legacy parts of my last couple of videos, and I've been very nervous, but in the end, I think I'm satisfied with what we got with the legacy story. Especially reading comments such as this, what the Ashbringer said, um, that he actually I'm not sure if it's a he or she, but I'm just gonna call him he. That he cried when he saw it. The truth is, I teared up as well when I finally finished the part where Bright Eyes stands together with her family. It was a really emotional moment for me, at least. So yeah, thanks again for that. And I'm gonna use the rest of this video to address some of your questions and some of your comments. I'm gonna start with Watcher 1. The funniest part of that is I watched this video 100 times and I couldn't notice that he was there. I don't know how, but that's what happened. Usually characters that can be dead or alive depending on the player's choices are not directly shown or interacted with. I guess you can argue it's the same thing with Tol Braga, if you remember this part of the last video. The guy from the Star Cabal tells that Tol Braga is dead when he was not in my story. But I guess for all intents and purposes of the Star Cabal, if they wanted him to stop doing whatever he was doing on Corellia, the Jedi Knight succeeded in that, and probably they just couldn't investigate the matter deep enough to find out whether he was killed or whether he was sent back to Tython. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what to make of Watcher 1. I believe he's important enough to have a line or two, or at least to be mentioned again, and not just stand there and do nothing. So yeah, that's all I have to say about him. The next thing is, some of you wanted to see my legacy, my family tree. It was kind of obvious, from the last video, but I'm gonna show it to you again. There it is. I know that's not the original version, the in-game version of the family tree, but you cannot put companions in there, so that's why. On the top you can see my Jedi Knight and my Trooper, who are brother and sister. They are not adoptive siblings. You may assume one of their parents was human and the other was Miri Allen. They are married to Kira Carson and Eric Jorgen, and Letha K, my counselor, is the child of the Jedi Knight. If you wonder where her name came from, it comes from his sister and his wife's signature. If you remember, Kira Carson signs her letters with -K. So that's where her name comes from. And Bright Eyes is the child of my trooper. There will be a link in the description with the video where I talk about her origin, how she came to be Imperial. Some of you also asked if I should do epilogues of my characters other than the smuggler, and if I end up doing this, I'll probably mention the origin of Bright Eyes within her mother's epilogue. But that's about it. And the last question is, what's going to happen next? Well, I was about to answer that the Sith Warriors are coming next, but in between all these Imperial Agent videos, I completely forgot that I haven't finished my Jedi Knight story, the one on Coruscant, so I'll have to finish that first, and as soon as I do it, I'll start with the Sith Warriors. Now, as you know, one of them will have a legacy story, probably similar to the one of Bright Eyes. I have thought about this story a lot, and I already know some of the things I'm going to do. The problem is I don't know the exact story of the Sith warrior. I don't want to spoil it for myself, and I guess I'll just have to think of other things to add on the fly. I admit I've been considering some things that are a little controversial, I guess, things that may bring some unnecessary hate to my channel. Let me go on the side note a little and tell you that I really like my audience. Um, you guys are awesome because you're so positive. You hardly ever dislike my videos. You never leave hateful and destructive comments. And so I don't want to do something to mess that up. So the thing I've been considering is to think of an additional romance story. And when I say romance, I mean, the real thing, a true love story between certain characters, a story that is not already in the game. And I'm saying that, but I have absolutely no idea how I'm gonna accomplish it. You know, is it only gonna be letters and messages between these people? I don't know yet. I'm just considering it. I thought about doing it between the character and companions, or maybe in between legacy members. And by legacy members, assume those who are not related, of course. If you wonder why I use the word controversial, it's because I've also considered creating a same gender romance, because it would be very unique for the game, and I think if done properly, it can be a very nice thing. However, I don't have any examples or anything already developed in my mind, so I would like you to tell me what you think, not about the solely about the same gender thing, but about everything I spoke of. Also, tell me if you would like to see more of Bright Eyes and her story and her family. The story is done for now, but I can think of something more if you're interested in that. And once again, I want to thank you for appreciating my last couple of videos and for liking them. And that was it for now. I'm sorry for having to hear my voice like that, but happens to everyone. Goodbye for now. I'm gonna head out and finish a PHP project or whatever I have to do, and then do my Jedi Knight story on Coruscant. Thank you guys, Happy New Year, and be good.